So if you're still continue to be primarily concerned with yourself, your uh, well-being, your benefits, your life, then I believe that you are not going to have it quite easy in what's coming right now, in these times that are coming. What I'm seeing is that most of human beings which are still living in a primarily individualistic and selfish state of mind, of heart, and of being, they are the ones which are going to be ruled by this new dark rulership which is coming, which is, I mean, already here. So people which truly are still selfless in their heart, or selfish in their heart, they are gonna be controlled by what's coming, by the so-called mark of the beast, by this system of darkness. Basically, they are going to be controlled by this. This is why, see, it's not enough to say that you refuse the mark of the beast. It's not enough to be willing even to starve to death. Because what's in your soul, the predisposition of your soul, the condition of your soul, that one, you cannot change it necessarily, through these acts right now. Even if you decide to starve to death, you can still remain a selfish person within, that this type of actions can be done by people which still remain, let's say, with a dark heart, with a dark soul internally. But what this time is about, it's a change of heart, a collective change of heart. I mean, you know how I feel. It's like, this is it. It's either this or again a new cycle of torture and pain and evil and damnation. And that's just how it is. It's either we manage to purify the evil and the darkness within our souls. I won't call it evil, I will just call it darkness. Either we manage to purify this darkness within us, either we are gonna be controlled by darkness externally. And any means that we try to do to protect ourselves, either from, these systems of control that are now directly emerging, like look at the digital ID, look at this oppression that is going on in so many parts of the world right now, even in USA. It's becoming, people are starting to be literally oppressed. And unless we change our heart, this oppression is just going to become more and more savage. That's what humanity has to understand at this moment. Because this is a spiritual war that's going on. And the physical wars that you are seeing, they are just like symptoms to a higher, broader, more pervasive and invasive war that is just going on invisibly right now, just like a cancer or a disease that you can't see it necessarily, but you see its effects, its symptoms. The physical wars are symptoms of this broader spiritual war. And it's very interesting how this phonetics sounded, like broader spiritual war, which actually sounds like brother. I was referring to brother in the sense of larger, but it sounds similar to brother, like brotherly. Yeah, because this is a war between brothers. It has turned us against each other. The true humans, the true inhabitants of this earth, the true souls, we have been turned against each other. People turned against people. So that's why, because this is a spiritual war, the true cure for our world problems right now, it's not in the physical plane. It's in the moral, ethic, spiritual, let's say, and energetic, let's say, plane. This is why, for example, that's why I said that people which continue to be selfish right now, they see they see all this oppressive regime coming into the world. They see themselves being oppressed. They see themselves perhaps remaining without food, without even shelter, but they continue to think only of their own life, of their own benefits, of their own existence primarily. These ones are the ones which are going to be oppressed by what's coming. And a change of heart would mean to start caring for the world around you, to give yourself, to sacrifice yourself in a way. At least, not entirely. That doesn't mean to ignore yourself either, but to give yourself to the world, to do something for the world, to care for others, to help them, to stop allowing your brothers and your sisters to be hurt in front of your eyes, and you doing nothing or caring nothing or just walking by. That's how the evil has managed to divide and conquer this world, by making us indifferent to the pain of others. Just too overwhelmed with our own pain to be able to mind the pain of the others. Just too, let's say, concerned of our own well-being. How do I heal myself? How do I do my own inner child work? How do I do my shadow work? You do you, right? I've heard this said by people which claim to be spiritual. You do you. No, we do we. Because we are together in this, inseparable since the beginning. And anything else has been a con played upon us, dividing us, separating us, and thus making us lose our power, because our power is never in any of us individually, it's in us together. So as you start caring for the others, for example, I've seen now there are so many people becoming homeless in the US, driven homeless because the cost of living became too high. They can't afford it anymore. They are forced to go on the streets. And then you have a war on homelessness, by the way. People are disappearing from the streets. Homeless people are kind of hunted right now. And nobody knows where they go, but they disappear. And thus, imagine this image. More and more people are driven homeless by being unable to afford a rent and the cost of living. And then you have truly a war on homelessness. Homeless people being disappearing from the streets. What does that mean? There was even a public figure, one of these news presenters, which has publicly stated that homeless people should be killed. By an involuntary lethal injection. That's an official statement, in a way, made by a news presenter. So that's just to understand the environment, the social environment right now in the USA related to homeless people. Of course, this was just a news presenter, but that just, influencing the public's minds. And there's always much more underneath. When you hear one of these people coming out with such an outrageous atrocity, you can understand that that's just like a grain of what's being shown on the surface compared to what's truly going on underneath that we are not even aware of. So where are these people disappearing? So people should start caring for people. Stop allowing others to go on the streets. If you can help in any way, help. If you have a place to offer for them to just sleep for some hours or make a shower or just care for their well-being, track them down, make sure that they are alive the next day. Stop allowing others to suffer before your eyes. That's what I'm saying with all of this. Stop this selfishness parasite. This is something which is infecting your heart. This is something foreign which makes you feel apathetic, which makes you feel indifferent, too afraid to stand up for your own kind. And thus you close your eyes and you walk by and you say nothing. And worse, you go and you have, a party. You go at a party later in the evening, or, you go at a restaurant and have your meal and your wine, Understand that the suffering of one is truly the suffering of all. And stop allowing injustices to happen to the ones around you. Because you close your eyes today, and this is how this oppression is being brought forth upon you. Because you think like, oh, well, I have a job, I have a home. But then you'll be, forced to take a mark of the beast and to pledge alliance to this dark system. And at first it might, appear enticing. You might get a lot of benefits that others might not get them, of course, if they refuse to take this mark. And you take the mark and you have the benefits, similar to how it was with, in 2021. Who took that mark, let's say, that injection, got some benefits. But then later on it proved that, well, there were, those stuff, what they put in that stuff that everybody which decided was injected with was not the nicest of things. So similar with this mark, it's gonna be appearing to be good for you at first, but then it's just full oppression. Something very bad afterwards. Maybe in 2-3 years after you take the mark, something very bad. The situation is going to flip and you're going to see what happened, what you allowed. So that's why I'm saying that before any of this happens, to be protected spiritually from this, to have the strength and the spiritual, let's say, guidance and power, so you can be protected from this mark. It's by how you do it. It's by making sure you care for the world. Truly, stop thinking only of yourself and stop allowing this parasitic, let's say, selfishness to possess you. Because in your heart, you're never like that. In your heart, you're never selfish. But it's something foreign which is currently making you act selfishly and only think like this, only for yourself. This is not how your soul and your heart originally is. This is not how you are. So stop allowing this parasitic thing to possess you and to make you indifferent, apathetic, cold. Look around. You'll be called naturally to help. You won't have to stretch it. You won't have to exaggerate it. If you look around for what needs you in this moment, you'll be called. You'll know what you can contribute with. But you have to contribute with something. That's what I'm trying to say. Stop only living for yourself or your little group or your little family, let's say. Or maybe there are members of your family that truly need you. People which you might not have spoken with in much time, or they might truly need your help. Or other people, or Earth might need you. Maybe you are in a higher position and you can do something, for example, about the destruction of the Earth. You will be called to join this true war, this holy war, this spiritual war. You will be called to be a warrior in your own right, but you have to open yourself to see what role do I have to perform in this role, because I'm here to be a defender of my people, a defender of my earth, of my world. I'm done being a servant and a puppet for evil. I'm done. I'm here to serve the good and the light. And once you open yourself with your entire heart in this way, just wanting to serve and seeing what's there, let's say, on your quote-unquote plate to do, because you have natural abilities, you have a way in which you naturally are called to contribute to this. Once you open yourself like this, it's gonna be shown. You'll start to understand naturally. And you'll perform a role which is going to come naturally to you. That doesn't mean it's not gonna have challenges or it's not gonna appear like pushing to give the best in a way, or to be courageous, or to show your true, let's say, your true personality, your true self. You'll have to be your true self from now on. And it's gonna be scary. Probably. But it's also gonna come natural to you. You're gonna be called to contribute in a way in which it comes natural. You already have some skills, something to give to this, let's say, battle, this most significant battle of all. We are in it right now. This is it. We've reached it. There is a global push towards mass control right now. Look at the digital ID. It's globally pushed right now. And the digital ID is nothing more than the mark of the beast itself. This is it. We've reached that point. So everybody is called right now to let behind this old skin, quote unquote, of uncare, indifference, coldness, selfishness, disheartenment, depression, and all of this. Life truly calls us at war. But the true form of war, we are waging war against anti-life. We are fighting for true life. This is truly life and death. Life versus death. Because death is the state that we are currently in. It's a state which makes us, as I said, disconnected from everything, indifferent, afraid thus. When we get disconnected from the others, we lose our power. Because again, our power is together. So you disconnect yourself from the others, you lose power. You start feeling afraid, hungry, cold, paranoid, indifferent. This is death. It's a state of spiritual death. And this is the spiritual war. We are fighting spiritual death right now, which has taken over this world. And all true beings, the original beings which we are of this earth, are called right now. They are called to fight the spiritual war that we are in. Because to truly win this, we have to reestablish the original organization in a way. We have to come together because, again, our power is together. So coming together, serving the same goal. True life for all. Reinventing life from scratch. There is no turning back, by the way. There is no going back to how it was previously, because this world has been conquered by darkness and all the systems were corrupted, even before this system right now. Look at the Middle Ages. People were killing each other, burning each other on a stake. Those were disturbed times, similar to how these ones are disturbed times. So right now what I'm saying is that this is it. We've reached the fulcrum. The highest of the highest, or the most sensible and points of the story. This is it. This is truly life, eternal life, or death, which we are already under, as I said. This is a spiritual death that we've been already under. And it's been historically like that. So this is a true war of life over death. It's a fight of life over death. So we are all called right now to rise up from this state of death, from this state of deep amnesia and sleep, and to reestablish the natural connections with everything around, to see where we are called to contribute and how. Because again, I'm telling you, this is the true solution right now. You start truly looking at how you can serve. And if you do this, you'll be safe in the end. You'll be safe from this mark and from everything. But it's only if you're able to start to serve correctly the world around you, reestablishing again the connections. Look at others. Look at where you are called to help or contribute, I would say, and how. Anybody which remains rooted in selfishness and indifference and coldness and denial also, because many are using so many methods of denial, denying the evil, saying that does not exist, using spirituality, the corrupted form of spirituality, to bypass reality and to say there is no evil. All these people, if they fail to change at this time, if they fail to change, they are gonna be ruled over by the same evil that they proclaim it doesn't exist. They are gonna be ruled by the system of darkness, by the beast itself, which through their tacit, let's say, agreement, and through their silence and through their denial, they've worked to protect this evil. So a change of heart, a change of an entire mentality, and a change of an entire way of being. That's what we are called to right now.